How's it going, everyone? Texas Man here, back with another video. I hope that you guys, of course, are having a wonderful day. If you guys would, please give this video a thumbs up if you guys do enjoy it. Subscribe, of course, if you guys have not already. Also, do me the biggest favor of all, make sure you guys hit that bell notification button. Select all for all notifications so you guys don't miss out on future content here on the channel. And as always, we're going to be talking positives and negatives, talking about the live-action Lilo and Stitch that dropped here in 2025. I do have a Lilo and Stitch playlist here on the channel. I've already talked about the original Lilo and Stitch, which I believe is just a true masterpiece. I think I gave that like a 10 out of 10. And then I think I gave the sequel, Lilo and Stitch, Stitch Has a Glitch, like an 8. I wish this film was close to those scores. I really do. This PG-rated film I was excited for. Like, when they announced the live-action Lilo and Stitch, I'm just like, yay! Like, my inner side childhood just kind of broke out when I saw the trailer and when they announced it. And I was just like, that'll be cool. That'll be really interesting to see that in live action. I think Disney could actually do that really well. This is a film that I was excited for, just given the fact that I really loved the original first film. And the marketing for this live-action Lilo and Stitch was good. It was, Lilo and Stitch breaking the fourth wall, causing drama, causing chaos, being the Godzilla of the Disney franchise, if you will. And there was just good marketing for a live-action Disney movie. You probably can see where this is going if you have any brains and have been keeping up with movies recently. There was no bullshit surrounding this movie. It was very calm. It was very safe. And the negativity drama surrounding this movie was around the fact that there were certain characters that weren't going to be in the live action version, like Captain G, the gigantic headhunter. And then there were some other changes to some certain characters and whatnot. And so that's what was pissing people off, is because they're like, okay, we don't want to focus so much on them. If we do try to create them in live action, it's going to be really expensive. And at that point, I'm just like, okay, sure. Maybe it'll be okay. Wrong! Wrong. Oh boy. Like, I do think that the negativity drama surrounding this movie before it came out was definitely a lot calmer compared to the Snow White 2025 drama with Rachel Zegler. Weird. I know. But at least didn't have to deal with any of that bullshit from somebody who's just high on a high horse and has no semblance of reality. Like, the actors that are in this movie, you can tell they were trying to make something joyful and optimistic and fun for the family. You can also tell that for the most part, the writers, the directors, and producers, they were trying their best to make a good quality movie under the live-action Disney shit show umbrella that is going on right now. And you could tell that they tried their best to make a good movie. They tried their very best to stay as close to the source material, to just try to make a live-action adaptation of the original without changing too many of the characters, without changing too much of the plot, without changing the emotion and the soul that made the first movie good. I'm here to tell you, unfortunately, though, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's not a 10 out of 10. It's not a 9 out of 10. It's not an 8 out of 10. This is a good, clean, family entertainment comedy movie with no woke gay crap. There's no adult language. There's no vulgar nonsense. There is no ultra violence. I mean, it's PG, so, there is some childlike violence in here. But the biggest issues, and I'm going to dive deep into them into this video, and it's going to go into spoiler territory. So if you're afraid of that, here's your spoiler warning. There are numerous big changes to the story compared to the original, and I'm going to talk about 5 of them. There's many more that I could talk about, but I tried to narrow it down to 5. I'm going to talk about 5 of them. Before I get into that, like I said, spoiler warning. So, first positive I want to talk about before I go into the 5 big changes is that the CGI for Stitch, well done. You could tell the budget really went to making sure Stitch looked good. And the actress that plays Lilo, this is her first acting role, and I think that she did a fantastic job. I think they did keep 100% to the whole Lilo and Stitch dynamic. They kept to the heart and soul and the passion of what makes those two characters great. After that, though, everything else in this movie just falls apart. Like, the CGI for all the other aliens is garbage. The acting from everybody else is straight up hot garbage. It is just mind-boggling that this is a film I was super excited for, and they changed a lot. There are moments in here, though, that do feel like, okay, they're kind of trying to resemble and be as close to the source material of the first film as possible, but there are also a lot of different changes. And I didn't like them. So, first thing I want to talk about is that the original movie is just over an hour. I think it's like an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. Like, it's a really packaged, really well, tightly delivered film. The live action is about an hour and 40 minutes. Why is it that a live action version is somehow longer than the animated version? I've never understood that with every single live action movie adaptation. I've never understood that. This movie is an hour and 40 minutes long, but it feels like it's 3. It feels like it's 3 hours long. It's way too dragged on. Secondly, there are many characters, like I said earlier, that are just missing from the original movie into the live action. And that leads into missing plots. There's missing emotional moments. There are moments that just feel extremely rushed. And there's resolutions that are just completely unearned in this live action movie. Talking about rushed moments, like the whole opening scene of, Stitch being captured and he's sentenced to exile or extermination or something. He's got those tourists that are locked onto his biological signature, and then, he's supposed to escape and get into the red car and whatnot. That whole scene is supposed to take, what it feels like 5 to 10 minutes, even though it's 2. But in this movie, it happens all in 30 seconds. It's like, go, 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 go. It's like, there's no time for you to breathe. Everything is just go! It's like, we deal with the whole capturing of Stitch and his sentence and his creator being sentenced and, them having to go to Earth and whatnot. But it happens so fast. And I'm just like, yeah, I know all this. My head was spinning. Like, dear God, this is a rushed information download dump at the very first 2 minutes of the movie. Like, wow. Like, you're going to give me a headache, people. Sheesh. Third thing. The live action movie here, it basically tells you everything instead of just showing you events. There is a very famous quote, and I don't think Disney has heard it, and I think they need to hear it and get a refresher course of how to write. Show, don't tell. You don't need to make a Godzilla movie and tell the audience, Godzilla's really powerful, and he's really dangerous, and he's gonna kill you, and he's gonna stomp on you, and he's gonna cause damage and death and destruction. We don't need the movie Godzilla to tell us that. Everybody can figure that out just by Godzilla's actions. We don't need Godzilla to speak English and be like, hey, I'm here to destroy Tokyo. Like, just have Godzilla just blow shit up and terrorize humanity. Whether it's Tokyo, Japan, whatever. It could be New York, whatever. But I'm saying, if you make a good Godzilla movie, the best way to do it is to show, not tell. This movie, live action, Lilo and Stitch, they're just constantly information dumping, and I'm just like, I don't need to be told that Nani's losing her job because of her sister and Stitch causing havoc. Just have her be fired and move on. We don't need the scene to drag out and be like, oh, she lost her job. I get how that works. And to the kids that don't understand that, they'll figure it out when they get their own job. Okay? Fourth thing I want to talk about. There's a very important scene in the original movie, the original animated movie, where Nani, Lilo's sister, takes her to the pound to go get a dog, a friend, and it's supposed to be a bonding moment. That's not in this movie at all. So that whole emotional connection of Nani trying to be a big sister, trying to be a mom figure, a good guardian to Lilo, that whole emotional moment and that whole emotional connection of them trying to bond together, that way Nani doesn't lose Lilo to, social services, that's gone. That's gone. In this live action movie, Nani doesn't feel like a proper guardian, so I'm not surprised that she literally loses ownership of her in this live action version. I'm not surprised at that because she's not a good guardian. She's not even a good sister in this movie, and it just breaks her character. It breaks the whole point of her being her in the plot. In this live action movie, Lilo literally just gets to walk into the dog pound because she's constantly there feeding the dogs candy, and she just visits while her grandma of sorts is grocery shopping. You're going to tell me that this island just lets people walk in and visit the dogs at any time? Wow. I wish the pounds around my area allowed that, because that would be interesting. But literally, Lilo gets to just walk in to the pound. She finds Stitch. Like I said, instead of Lilo's sister being the good guardian, to have Lilo adopt a friend. It boggles my mind how they handled this scene. I'm like, and the excuse that this live action movie makes for Nani not taking Lilo to the pound is, I need to find a job. But when Lilo comes home with Stitch, she's not job hunting. She's at home with the neighbor's chickens for some reason. I don't understand how that equals job hunting. It's a poorly written script, if I ever saw one. Fifth thing, final thing I want to talk about that is a big change compared to the original, is there are numerous new characters. You're probably thinking, oh no, there's new characters. Like I said earlier, there's this grandma-like figure, and they're just boring. These new characters are boring. They are unnecessary. The biggest one I want to talk about is the fact that they changed Mr. Cobra Bubbles. For those of you guys who don't remember or have never seen the original, Mr. Cobra Bubbles in the original movie was a Social Security worker, but he was also secretly a CIA agent, and he was secretly part of the Secretary of Defense, and he was secretly a part, basically, of Area 51 with knowledge of, extraterrestrial life and their civilization out in the stars and whatnot. And so, while he is a social worker, he also is hunting down and investigating Stitch. He's trying to protect him, see if he's a threat to humanity, or is he a good thing for, Earth, and is he a good thing for Lilo and Nani to be around? So, and you don't find out that he's a CIA agent and part of this, special group, this special branch, until the end of the movie, where the Grand Councilwoman and her, security detail show up on Earth to try to take Stitch away from Earth. None of that is in this movie. None of that is in the live-action version. In this live-action version, they make Mr. Cobra Bubbles just a special CIA agent. Like, they literally just tell you that he's investigating the crash site of Stitch's red ship, and then throughout the whole movie, he's just investigating, trying to gather evidence to prove that Stitch is an alien, not some freaky dog, and tell his superiors about it. And then when, the Grand Councilwoman shows up with her security detail to take Stitch away at the finale, he's like, hey, I know it's going to say that Stitch is an alien to my bosses, but I'll keep it a secret and pretend like I ran out of evidence and nothing happened. What? Now you might be thinking, okay, what about the Social Security aspect? What about that part of his character? Yeah, that gets delivered and given to a different character. That whole role of him being a social worker, that gets given to some random other character. Like, literally, I saw the movie yesterday. I can't tell you their name. That's how mind-boggling bad this character was. Like, and they're in the movie for a good portion of the film. Like, they're a major part of the movie, but I can't tell you what this character's name is. Like, all I was just like, oh, it's a social worker. But it's not Cobra Bubbles. I'm just like, ah! It just makes the reveal at the film's end for Cobra Bubbles non-existent, because it doesn't. And it also makes the character kind of lame, because, like, you know everything about the character, because it literally, when the character shows up, the film, like I said earlier, tells you everything about them instead of showing it to you. Like, you could have just made it where he has the CIA jacket on and be like, oh, okay, he's CIA. No, the film, like, goes out of the way to explain to the audience who he is, what branch he works for. Like, the movie literally says, you got these other agents with him, and they're like, well, what branch of CIA are you with? I'm like, you're the first line of defense, and I'm the last line of defense. I'm like, you're not supposed to be revealing this right now. It's supposed to be for the end of the movie. Like, there's no good finale. Like, the finale of this movie is just like events. There's no shocking revelation. There's no twist and turn. There's no hidden little, oh, I never saw that coming moment. Like, everything is just like, la 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 la. Oh, look, something happened. Oh no, something happened. Oh no, something happened. I'm just like, oh. Talking about this movie hurts my head. And it hurts my heart. It hurts my soul. Because I think the best parts of this live action Lilo and Stitch movie come from, no pun intended, here we go, Lilo and Stitch. Like, Lilo and Stitch in this movie, they're the only two characters, and everything that they do in this movie, wow, it's getting windy outside, what they do in this movie is the only good parts of the film. Anytime this live-action Lilo and Stitch movie deviates from Lilo and Stitch, and it focuses on Nani, this random social worker, Cobra Bubbles, the aliens, the comedy duo trying to hunt down Stitch, whatever it is, it's boring. It is boring as hell. And I'm extremely disappointed. When this movie ended, there was a couple like post-credit scenes. I didn't stay throughout the whole end of the credits, so I don't know if there's anything at the end. I honestly don't care. I'll probably wait and rewatch it again with friends and family who haven't had a chance to watch it on Disney+. And with that being said, I do feel as if though this version is watchable, but this live-action version, unfortunately, is inferior compared to the original animated movie. I left this movie feeling disappointed. I was bored in terms of the lack of basically no character development. This film lacks the emotion and originality of the original. They try their best to get, you invested in the whole family thing and, that whole speech that Stitch gives at the end of the movie. This is my family. It's small but broken, but still good. That whole line, it doesn't feel earned. It doesn't feel deserved in this live action movie. It just comes off as like, hey, this is a really good line in a movie. We're going to redo it. But it doesn't feel earned. It doesn't feel deserved in this live action version. And sadly, this live action movie of Lilo and Stitch, it feels like a cash grab. It feels like a merchandising opportunity. Now, this movie, like I said, it's not horrible. You can watch it with kids, and it's safe for them. But if you've seen the original, and then you watch this, you can tell that this live action version is just an inferior version. Now, if you watch this movie, and you've never seen the original and or the sequel, you probably will have a better time with this movie. You'll probably think that this movie is like a smashing 8, 9, maybe a 10 out of 10 if you've never seen the original 2 movies or the show. But I've seen the 2 original films. I've never seen the show. I really don't care to. So, unfortunately, I have to compare it because of that. And I'm also talking about the movie in a sense that I also try to review a movie like this in its own bubble, no pun intended, but it's hard to do. And I'm just disappointed. I was really expecting a lot more. This was a live action movie that I was excited for, besides Cinderella from 2014, I think, was the first live action movie Disney did. Everything else ever since then I haven't really cared about. Either I've seen them, didn't like them, or I've skipped them, like that live action Snow White movie that came out a couple months ago. I'm disappointed. Disney, come on, you can do better. I think this is the last live action movie that's getting released by Disney for a while because of the dumpster fire box office that was Snow White 2025. So I know they were supposed to do a live action Hercules and a live action Tangled, but those have been canceled or halted. So yeah, we'll see if those ever come to fruition. Honestly, I just want Disney to start making originality. Like, I think the next big Disney movie is supposed to be Zootopia 2. Based on the teaser trailer, it doesn't look good at all. So, alright guys, I'm going to do it. That's going to do it for this video. I'm going to give Lilo and Stitch, the live action version here from 2025, a 6 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.